it's kind of a bittersweet moment in my life. I'm about just shy of being married for 1 year. I could give myself a little round of applause, by the way.
Absolutely. I was there. Fucking great ceremony, great people, great table setups. You know, absolutely beautiful scenery. But you missed something, buddy. You missed something.
I missed something? Oh, yeah, that's right.
You missed something.
I sure did. Coming by, what says here out of, well, these are the British. They do things a little bit differently, but the Daily Star writes a couple, they stuck contactless card readers by the bar at their wedding to boost honeymoon funds. Goddamn.
Yeah,
Goddamn. They just like have a little QR code that says help us more.
All I would ask is that the payments that go in are anonymous. So that way, when I don't give you any extra money for your honeymoon because I spent money to come to your wedding, that you don't hold it against me. You're just like, oh, cool. Look, we've got 55 transactions. Damn, look at this one. $150. Look at this one. 5. What a cocksucker. Glad I don't know who it is.
He probably thought he was tipping the bartenders.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. You could just put, and you could even label it like, because if you're drunk especially, you're obviously a little looser with your wallet. And if you've just got your credit card and it's like, boop.
Yeah.
Move on. Done.
It's like, the only thing that makes me regret the fact that Wedding Crashers was made 21 years ago, and it kind of frightens me to say that, is that this should have been in that part of that movie. Everyone's dancing, shaking around, feeling good, feeling sexy, wanting to have sex, wanting to give the honeymooners a little bit more honeymooning.
Dude, honestly, okay, obviously it's a story because people are debating it. I know you're mad because you didn't think of it, but
let's just say they ditched their wedding presents in favor of asking guests at the reception. So I'm not 1,000% against it.
I just think if you've got an open bar, I mean, believe me, that's why a lot of people like open bar. Like that might be the yay or nay on the RSVP. And so if you're giving me free booze to come to your wedding to watch you celebrate a joyous moment in your life, and all I got to do every time I get this is the way I would look at it. Every time I get a drink, I would basically, tip you the $1. I plan on having a baker's dozen. So you're at least getting like $13 out of me, no matter what. And by the time I get to number 10, you're probably getting $5. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm saying out of a cheapskate like me, you're still probably going to get $25, $30. You got 25, 30 people at the wedding. You had more than that. You had like 50 at least.
Oh, attendees?
Yeah, how many did you have?
$1.50. Well, $1.50. It ended up being like 137 because there were some daytime sickly folk that I was like, please don't bring that shit here.
Okay, well let's do this then. So let's just say $1.50. All $1.50 show up. $1.50 at $5. $5 a boop on the Scantron machine. You're looking at lots of money because I can't do math. What, $750, $750, something like that?
Yeah, 553, 306, 750. Yeah.
Yeah. So all, and I guarantee people are going to do more than $1. So you're looking at $1 or $2 grand just to go on your fucking honeymoon, and it wasn't much out of anybody's pocket. And by the way, didn't they used to do that? Don't some cultures do that where they send like a young girl around with like an apron, and you just you start chucking money at her?
Yeah, that I vaguely recall that. Then they did the dances, right, where the bride and groom stood, 15, 20 feet apart, and every member of the opposite sex came up and had a little dance, gave them a little bit of money.
Yeah, kind of like a strip
Slow
club.
Dance. Strip club without the stripping.
Yeah, strip club with, fancy clothes.
Yeah. There were some fundraising efforts done, traditionally at these weddings. No, we didn't ask for any of that. Our money, we had specific Venmo accounts for certain things. Now, shocker, it all went to the same account, but we used it for our honeymoon. We used it for airfare and travel, certain things on our honeymoon, and a few other things here and there. And we got a bunch of gift cards too. So again, I'm not knocking the hustle. It's just, damn, why did I think of that?
Hey, just remember, next time either you or Sarah make a creme brulee, and you get that nice brown top on there with that propane torch. It was like $50 or something like that.
That's right.
That's this guy right here.
Thinking about you. I don't even know. I was thinking about it. In my mind, I was going to get a smoker and get wood pellets. That's my dream home.
I think I wrote on the tag, I think you could put like a little message or something. I was just like, if anybody's buying you fire, it's this guy right here. So
that's right. So yeah, one year, and it kills me right now. I ended up winning at a white elephant gift exchange for my family. Just a small, it's about the size of a remote control, and all it is sound effects. And I was like, yeah, like I was drunk at this. And I was like, I want that. And everyone was like, no one else wants that. Like, perfect. No one's going to steal it from me. And it's like, what are you going to do with it? I was going to fuck with my co-hosts on my podcast.
I'm going to act like a child for the rest of my life. That's what I'm going to do with it.
Oh, yeah. God, it's lovely. So, damn, I wish I had that. There is a round of applause on there. This does have a soundboard. We don't get to utilize it all that much. But anyway, Foxman and Murr, middle class holes, everybody. Hey, I had a pretty neat human interaction that I want to share with you. All right. So I'm at a Firestone Automotive Care. Reason is I'm borrowing my mom's, AKA Brother Dewey Love's CRV for the time being, as we're kind of in flux on cars. Sarah had to wave bye-bye to her Subaru about a month and a half ago. So we're using my car, and the CRV's a second.
She got married to a man and couldn't put up that smokescreen anymore.
Well, it was the Subaru was a safety hazard to put out on the road more than 15 miles an hour. But sure, yes. Well, call it what you will.
And we're getting hit on at Starbucks by the ladies.
It's God. Yeah. So, car blew. The CRV blew a tire. Had to get it replaced. And it was also due for a oil change. So I'm in the shop kind of explaining it that, hey, he said I had three of the 5 mechanics I had scheduled today call out because of the flu. Do you need it done today? No, I don't. Most of us, one of us is either working from home. We kind of mismatch the cards. It's not a big deal. Take your time with it. He's like, thank you. Breathes a sigh of relief. And then what's the fuck? It's something tender sung by the Bee Gees. Love Me Tender.
I don't know about the Bee Gees.
Yeah.
I know Elvis.
Hold on now, God damn it. Yeah, Fanny Be Tender. Sorry.
Okay. Whoa, okay.
So he says, I've always wondered what the meaning of this song was. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, man, there's only one BG left. So my time to ask the band what the hell the whole thing behind the song was, is, when am I ever going to get to do that? And I said, well, what did you think it was about? It's like, me and my wife have always theorized that it had to do with a babysitter. And Fanny was like either the name or the surname of or the made up name of a babysitter that was a part of one of the band members' lives. I was like, I can solve this for you right now, sir. And I bring my phone, microphone. What's the meaning behind the song "Fanny Be Tender" by the Bee Gees? And of course, it spits out had to do with the caretaker back in the day. And he was like, yeah, oh man, I knew it. I was like, I'm glad I made your day. One, again, a great human interaction between two human beings. Two, I felt not necessarily bad for the guy, but I was like, this isn't exactly like proprietary technology.
I know, dude. I have been, and I feel like a dick because I know we talk about AI a lot, but I've been like espousing the greatness of like Grok and ChatGPT to people at work that are a little bit older than me. It's weird being my age. It's like I feel like I'm straddling the two generations here. I got one foot with the baby boomers, I got another foot with the millennials, and we all kind of get along. But like I'm trying to tell these boomer guys, I'm like, dude, it's a free fucking app. It's like, yeah, but what? You got all these questions you want answered. You ask me, I ask it, I get right back to you. You could avoid the middleman being me. It's like there's one guy at work especially that I feel like he sits up at night. I know what I'm going to ask Murr tomorrow.
That's right. I had a question for you. Damn, I'm forgetting what I was going to ask you. Hold on. Give me a week.
Okay, same guy, right? He's proud. He's proud of his flip phone. Still has the fucking straight up. It's like, you know how long this battery lasts? I'm like, yeah, it's probably 6 or 7 days. And he's like, yeah, and I can send text messages. Yep, and you can do the T9 still. I understand. But you're always asking me. Like today, he goes, hey, I got to work here. He's from New Jersey, by the way. So he has to drive down here all the time. He's like, playoff games are this Saturday. I'm stuck here. Is there any radio stations around here I can listen to the game on? I'm like, I don't know. He's like, well, you're from around here. I was like, yeah, because I watch the fucking games on my television set. I was like, in fact...
Sorry, I don't know the AM fucking channels, bro.
I was like, I pull out my phone. I'm like, in fact, I will probably be watching / listening to the game on my smartphone whilst I work, which you could do too. Because he's like, Verizon keeps hitting me up. I'm like, yeah, because I want you to upgrade to a fucking modern phone, dude.
Yeah.
Look, I get it. Some people want to be old-fashioned. However, you shouldn't be wondering what fucking, like,
Fanny Be Tender is all about.
Fanny Be Tender is all about for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Because you don't know how to do a simple search.
I feel like I talk this guy out of a brain aneurysm 10 years from now. I think, some neurologist is going to be like, man, I don't know, there's some sort of weird stress load right here on your MRI. It shows just a very peculiar spot. Yeah, I've always wondered about this Bee Gees song. This guy magically walked in with a blown tire from a 20-year-old CRV.
How old was this guy roughly?
I'm going to say it's like mid 60s. Mid 60s, early 70s, somewhere around there.
Okay,
nice guy.
Well, all right.
Very nice guy.
Yeah, no, and I get it, but it's just, but it's amazing that he had to wait at this point, literally from the time you were born to the time you needed a tire and an oil change to find this fucking burning question. He was literally thinking that, man, one day,
and the song the song was playing in the waiting room or by the desk while I was there. I could have walked in 10 minutes later. Or earlier.
Who's left? Is it Barry? Is Barry Gibb? Is he the only one left now?
Well, let me see the magical world of AI.
Oh, I know. I'm asking right now. Look at this, and magically you're going to do it on the same computer recording these very words with. I'm going to say it's Barry. I think the two twins are dead.
Okay. Who are one? It's Barry Gibb. That's right.
Yeah.
His younger brother Maurice died in 2003. Robin died in 2012. Both having passed away, leaving Barry the last surviving member of the iconic trio. Is he the one with the?
Oh yeah, he's the main singer. Yeah, he was the handsome one of the bunch. And
that's
man,
actually not too terrible. Like this week, we have to, because the way the air works in our house, our bedroom gets really hot at night, so we have to turn it down before we go to bed, which leaves the house cold when we wake up. I get up first there, and I run warm. I'm a warm body, so sometimes I don't turn it up right away. And Sarah came down to get coffee earlier and didn't have house slippers on and stepped on the tile in the kitchen and went, I was like, damn, Bee Gees, get that coffee.
But there is something to, utilizing your brain power that I still do it. Me and your brother sometimes, if we'll be on the phone, we'll have like, oh, what was that thing called? And we'll make a pact with each other, like, we're not looking it up, okay? If we can't figure it out tonight, we'll get back to each other. And I'm trying to remember. It was the last one that we did this with was, the movie was Steve Martin and Michael Caine, and they're acting like shitbags. And I can't remember the entire plot of the movie.
It's not The Jerk, right?
No. This is like, I just remember Michael Caine pretends that Steve Martin's like his, like, mentally retarded and Steve Martin's making.
I got nothing on this one, but that's funny. Okay.
Oh, now I can't even remember. I keep on. It's not Inglourious Bastards. Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. That's it.
Oh yeah. Okay, I do know that movie.
And it took us 2 days. It took us 2 days for him to fucking. He texts me out of nowhere, and he never texts me. It's like, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. I'm like, that's it. So that is fun to do sometimes. And back in the day, you could win an argument with a total lie. You can't get away with that now. So,
That's the art of we'll call it a bar argument, but it doesn't necessarily have to always take place in a bar, is gone. And whether it's for better or for worse, I used to get phone calls, especially when I got to college, and then probably like 2 to 3 years after I got out of college, from fraternity brothers trying to finish a sports argument. Hey, who won the Heisman? And blah, 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 blah. And I was like, I'm pretty sure it was. Da-da-da. Oh, yep, he's right. He's got it. It's like, don't quote me on that.
But you guys definitely went to college during the internet era.
Well, not during smartphones, though.
Not smart. Wait. Oh, so they're like, they were out and about, and then
they were out and about. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. That's a good middle ground. I wonder. We were talking about last time about how, like, was it Australia's banning social media for kids under 16 or something like that? That was a
pact that something they did in 2025. It was a recap.
I'm wondering if there's a middle ground that needs to happen with smartphone technology. Like, in order for us to all, like, at some point, all this stuff that we're doing is going to be to our own detriment, right?
Mm-hmm.
We talk about AI all the time, replacing jobs, and then I've had the question, and plenty of people have had the question, well, once they replace all of our jobs and we don't have jobs anymore, how are we going to buy the things that you replaced our jobs with to afford the things that you're now making? Like, if you have all the wealth, are you just satisfied with the wealth now and we're just all your slave? Or did you want capitalism to still be a thing and we all still need money to buy your garbage? So I'm wondering if there's like I don't know, some kind of law we need to make where it's like, all right, fine, smartphones don't work outside of this geographic perimeter once you've left your house.
Yeah. Yeah. I vaguely remember the conversation, and this was this past year. And all of us were on the show and you had brought that up and all of us agreed. We just said, yeah, there's going to get to a point where capitalism burns out because no one has the money to spend on goods.
Yeah.
Because they don't have a job.
And they don't even need us for slaves at that point. I think that's the part that gives me hope here, is that by the time they replace us with our artificially intelligent gods, mm-hmm. they won't need us. So, I mean, will we just be left to the scrap heap of humanity? And if that's the case, we're definitely going to burn your mansion to the ground because we don't have anything else to do. We're bored. So we need to burn your shit because we don't have any.
We'll ask AI how we should do it. If I was going to commit an arson on my boss's mansion, what would be the best bet to ensure maximum burnage?
I have seen some clever, because obviously TikTok and all these other social media sites use an algorithm. We're all aware of this. They won't let you post certain content. And I have specifically seen and watched to conclusion several videos on how to make real napalm. And I cannot remember how they've tricked the AI from like not blocking it. And I'm just like, and I watch it because I'm like, holy shit. Because I remember, I won't name any names, but I specifically knew somebody with the Anarchist Cookbook. Mm-hmm. It might be very close to you. Several,
I think we're thinking the same guy.
And
person, excuse me. Could have been a girl.
And but that was the big no-no, is like everybody knew that there was a copy of the Anarchist Cookbook at the local library. But everybody was too scared to check it out because they knew as soon as they did, they were definitely going on a list somewhere in a database.
If an arson was created or started within a 10 to 20, maybe even 30-mile radius, you were on a detective's radar.
Yes. And then nobody wanted to buy the book anymore because of, like, I don't even know if Amazon sells it. I'm going to assume that they don't anymore. Mm-hmm. But there's version that's out there. But no one, it's weird how it's like untouchable. But the point is that this knowledge still exists.
Sure.
And we're going to find ways to disseminate it to each other.
There was a really good analogy made, and I'm not going to, I don't want to get into the depths of where I read this or why I read this, but just talking about withdrawing certain aspects of an engineering report due to public safety. And skeptics said that's bullshit. And someone said, I'm sure if I dug hard enough and deep enough into the internet, I could figure out how to make an A-bomb. That doesn't mean you should put the recipe out there because I can figure it out via just mining through the internet and web page after web page and just dissecting data. It doesn't mean like, well, it's out there, so we might as well just give it to them.
Yeah, and honestly, you got to earn that shit if you want to go through with something like that. And yeah, I do. And there should be a paper trail on like if you really wanted it. And by the way, I think we all know how to do it, but good luck.
Yeah,
I mean, I have a basic understanding of how to do it. I don't know how to wire it up or anything like that, but I get the basic concept of fucking splitting an atom.
Yeah.
But where am I gonna find the refined uranium and all of this shit? Yeah. Like, am I gonna melt down like 1950s like glowing glassware just to try to make a fucking dirty bomb in my kitchen? No,
just
too much fucking work.
Just look really inconspicuous and make a trip to Iran. That's the ticket.
You know what's hilarious? Every time I think about something, like just saying Iran, I always think of Back to the Future about how like it's not as far-fetched as it seems like the further time goes on, because he made like, how'd you get plutonium? It's like, oh, I told the Iranians I make them an A-bomb. Instead, I just gave them a bunch of pinball machine parts and took all their plutonium.
Now I see why they showed up to that mall parking lot pissed off.
But it doesn't sound that far-fetched. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I feel like that is a plausible thing that might happen in this wild, wacky world we live in.
It might be too far, because you can't necessarily make what's his face look like Doc Brown anymore, Christopher Lloyd. But that would be a good maybe 30-minute movie. How he outsmarted Iranians to get to,
Well, you know what? Honestly, though, the funny, you could probably make it with him, because
and do the
there was an inside joke. I don't know if you ever caught this. There was an inside joke in Back to the Future, because I think in 1 everybody said he doesn't look any different from the 1950s. And so in 2, he's doing this thing where he's doing a peel, and he's like peeling off this layer of skin, and he's like, oh, I had a rejuvenation appointment. He's like, what do you think? It's like, look great, Doc. It did nothing. Christopher Lloyd has looked like he's 60 since he was dude, remember, Taxi, when he was in Taxi.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All it was is the same guy with fucking dark hair. His face has been old forever.
Yeah, he was buying beer for his classmates at like 16. Someone's like, just go in there with some confidence. Chris, you get in there. Yeah, you think it'll work? Oh, hell yeah, dude. You look like my uncle.
By the way, do yourselves a favor. Look this up. It's Christopher Lloyd. What was his name in Taxi?
Taxi.
Okay, while you're looking that up, he had to go retake. They were all taxi drivers. Shocker. It's in the title.
Really?
So he had to retake his driver's test. And there's a scene where all the other cabbies are there, and the Tony Danza and fucking I can't. Judge Ryan. Is it Judge Ryan? What's that fucking guy's name?
Judd Hurst.
Judge Hurst. They're all there, and he's like, they're trying to help him cheat. And he's like, yellow light. What's it mean? They're like, slow down. And he goes, yellow light. What They do it 5 times, and it's fucking more funny every goddamn time.
I think it's Jim Ignatowski.
Reverend Jim. I think he went by Reverend Jim in it.
As Reverend Jim Ignatowski. Yeah,
there it is. Okay.
I would not have gotten the last name. It's probably there's probably a show that no one knows his last name. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not even real sure what his last name is.
There you go. That's a bar argument right there. What was Jim's last name in Taxi? And everybody would fucking be stumped for 30 years until these fucking devices came out in their pockets.
Unless you have some taxi savant like Mike Yanko, laying around. Mike Yankos don't grow on trees.
That's true.
They grow from the ground.
That's right.
Lots of rain. All right, folks, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to be back with things that got stuck in your rectum, penis, or vagina in 2025.
Buckle up.
Buckle up. Not too tight if you put it in there. All right.
When they said not everyone deserves a podcast, we didn't listen. The Middle Class Holes.
Now, I'm not too familiar with the Chinese calendar. You have the year of the dragon, the year of the tiger, the year of the monkey. I'm pretty sure 2025 wasn't the year of sticking things in your orifice. But according to this defector.com list that we have of things that got stuck in people's penises, vaginas, and the rectums, it comes in a close fucking second.
I didn't realize, because I was going through picking my favorites. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming now that the one that says men is stuff stuck in their penis, in their urethra. They stuck in the penis, in the pee hole. That's what that list represents. Is that what we're getting at?
That's how I'm interpreting it. Yeah, it just says penis. So it went right in the pee hole.
I'm sticking by my two for each.
So I asked that Murr do a favorite and an honorable mention. I too will follow up with a couple of my favorites. Then I think I don't have to read all of them, but I'll read some of the ones that stick out or stick in. and see what discussion arises. So, Murr, what do you got for us of things that were stuck in people's orifices in 2025?
Okay,
that
all right.
shocked
Well, hold
you?
on. I think we should do it by break it down on. Okay, so are we starting with the men and their pee holes?
That's fine. Yeah, let's start with the men. The white.
Okay. With men, what the fuck is comb?
Yeah, comb certainly, and I'm thinking of that as just a very simple something men carried around in the 50s that slicked their hair back. You know what I mean?
Well, it's a common utensil. I mean, we have several in the bathroom. They come free in like everything you buy anymore.
Yeah. Now, the thing about the penis that got me was a lot of these are long and thin, and it's probably just due to adolescents screwing around. Okay.
Let me unfortunately
like
tell you that
or
it's not. Yeah, no, and no. I'm just gonna say no. Because I don't think I ever attempted in my youth. My curiosity never got so much of me that I wanted to stick anything in there.
I understand. Ever. I understand what you're saying, but okay, the comb defies my long and thin theory.
Thank you. Yes. Yes.
That's where I was getting at, which leads to my obscure penis insertion headphones. And I don't care if they're the little earbuds.
Well, that's what they have. I assume that's what they have.
They're not like these fuckers right here.
I don't know, but I will say this, and I'm not defending any of this. I'm just only trying to rationalize. But like with an earbud, it's got that weird like UFO dome shape, so I could see you kind of like, well, if I just start here and I start to swivel. You know what I mean?
You hit the very curious adolescent voice right there. We're going to start with this little guy, and it's going to get right in there. Oh, boy, no. Oh, God. Okay.
And now if I play the Bee Gees.
Did you have anything else that was stuck out to you on that list?
Okay, now only because I need some clarification on it. So my honorable mention, because I agree with your, your thin and straight thing, but I feel like they mentioned this specifically because the Allen wrench, it has the L, an Allen wrench, it starts straight, but it takes an abrupt right hand or left hand turn, depending on your orientation here.
Unless it's just the, you know what I mean? No, yeah, just that particular end. Unless you're trying to give yourself Peyronie's disease.
Yeah. Or, you know what, though? Actually, hold on. Maybe I'll take... If you find that pleasurable, but then you got a nice little, like... A little ribbed kind of spin top. You can kind of like, okay. Because I got to tell you, unfortunately, on some of the websites I visit every now and again, there are devices designed to put in there that apparently they vibrate as well. And I'm like, what are you doing? Where they play like high frequency sounds. I did not know until I was a grown ass man that was something people did.
Damn. It's just the rodent up the old sphincter wasn't enough. You had to get vibrating urethra tool. Interesting. I'm torn between, and my honorable mention, and maybe you can walk me off the ledge on this one, chess piece or apple core. Now, is it a pawn or a rook? Or, God forbid, the knight?
Yeah, the knight's kind of giving me Allen wrench vibes.
Yeah. Woo. And the apple core to me seems like some sort of weird fairy tale where someone said, yeah, when you finish the apple, you put the core in your penis, and some...
No, that one's wild, dude.
Some gullible prick was like, wow, that makes sense, I feed myself.
I mean, I guess with the apple core, at least, you can kind of choose your own adventure. You can determine the size and shape you're trying to get in there.
Yeah.
Just, I'm still stuck on comb, by the way, because I'm just thinking about, like, every, like, ping, boom, ping, 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 ping.
Sure.
All, like the
you have
every...
It's like a piano, You have the thin, you have the thick, and every way up, it's... When you go back down, it's like running your fingers down the piano again.
But that's one if you get it like, say you get it like halfway and start to regret it. Ooh, backing out ain't gonna be any better.
That's like, there's something about Mary. He already laid the tracks. I just got to back it up. A few others. I mean, battery, candle wax. Oh, God, what are you trying to make a mold? Pen, pencil, comb. Let's see here. Bobby pin, paperclip, magnets, spring screw staples, and the thermometer. You know, because you want to make sure you're in.
See, some of these I'm willing to give some grace to, because like you said, you know, the thin and straight, like, I get it, thermometer. Maybe you want to check your internal temperature in your cock, you know?
That's how you thought it was done. You know, I'm not going to stick it in my rear end. I can't see back there. This is right in front of me. That makes sense. All right, moving on to the ladies. We got the vagina.
I put down as my number one, because I have questions, aluminum foil.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like, obviously, the obvious answer is, well, you can make it any shape you want. You can kind of... But I feel like the more you fuck with aluminum foil, the more, like, sharp edges you make. And we've all bit down on a piece of aluminum foil before, right? Is there, like, some kind... Do you turn your vagina into a battery, like, if you put foil in there?
Yeah, I don't know if there's any science behind that. I'm not sure.
I mean, I'll ask Grok later, but the acidity of the vagina, right, mixed with the conductive nature of aluminum foil, are you producing a charge?
Yeah, that's if it comes back, yes, let me know, because now my mind's spinning. The Bee Gees are going to have to take a back seat. We're going to have to get into that one.
You can tell by the way I use my walk. I got a lump of aluminum foil in my crotch.
Yeah, this one doesn't necessarily... It's not necessarily an uncomfortable one. It's almost a why. Detergent pod. Putting a detergent pod in your vagina. Like, what... Are you trying to detox? Are you trying to clean yourself up for a OB appointment and you just don't know what to do?
Well, I mean, kids were eating them with their mouths. I feel like it's almost a safer option.
You're like a weird boofing of chemicals, because bath bombs on there as well. I guess that's kind of in the same ballpark.
No, honestly, I feel like it's
you
worse.
put the bath bomb in there, then you jump into the bathtub.
Oh, get that foaming action going.
Oh,
Jesus Christ. Well, my honorable mention was plunger cap. I don't even know what a plunger cap is. Is that just the head of a plunger?
I thought so, yeah.
I know there's different shapes to plungers, and I know I've seen that, like...
It's the rubberized part that's on the end of the wooden handle.
Fuck, man.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And those those aren't one size fits all, but I haven't seen an entire aisle dedicated to the different sizes of plunger caps. You know, it's usually a small section in a hardware store or a Dollar General, or, you know, you can occasionally find them at a grocery store, and they're pretty standard.
Well, I mean, you've got the standard, you know, I'm a Mario, you know, like red topped one, and then you have those ones that are like, they go into like the little neck part of the toilet. Yeah. And so they're a little more like, they're shaped like those Kong dog toys a little bit. Mm-hmm. So that I could see a little bit. I mean, you still got to have an opening, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
To get it started. Because there's just some stuff, man. Again, the internet is a dark, dirty, dastardly place. And I've seen some degrading shit before. But that seems a little over the line. Especially knowing where a plunger goes and why it's used.
That's right. I think I understand the thought process behind this, but a holiday bell.
Okay.
I think the handle was put up in there in order to like shake some hips and make some music. And it got a little carried away.
Oh, okay. Well, I did see a video of a lady, and she had these glass, like they were like decorations, and they were shaped like Christmas trees. And she with no context, she goes, "Okay, I know what you're seeing, but remember, it doesn't have that stop cap on the back, okay? So just don't. And it's glass. It'll break." And I was like, okay. She's saying this is a public service announcement because even she probably thought about it for a minute.
Yeah. A couple Did you have an honorable mention? Did we get over honorable mentions? Yeah.
No, that was my honorable mention. Foil was my what the fuck, and plunger cap was my honorable mention, but they were both kind of what the fuck.
Lighter, a plastic orca. Don't know how big or small it was, but orca whale. Inserted 2 diamond rings in her vagina while at a party in fear they would be stolen. Latex glove. Was that like a makeshift condom?
Maybe, or you blew it up for some girth, or filled it with water or something. Maybe I could see that. Like, I will say this: this is why I took those 2. I give women a little more leniency because like stuff's supposed to go in there. Like, it's okay. Like, it's not as. Look, man, if that was the way you sought pleasure, men have stuck their penises more traditionally into a lot of strange items. So I feel like the adverse has to be acceptable for the ladies. So if it has a shape that you find maybe desirable, I'm giving you some leeway here. So like some of this stuff bizarre, but not that weird.
Gotcha. Flower toy, small plastic mermaid, reports of bag marijuana been in place in her vagina for 2 days, and it was uncomfortable. Bracelet charms, 2 vibrators. I always enjoy this. This is 2 separate bullet points. Penis ring, and then another bullet point, 2 penis rings, 2 spoons, and was using a piece of plastic to masturbate when got spooked by the wind outside and threw the sheet over herself. In the process, lodging the piece of plastic deeper into her vagina, wasn't able to retrieve it. Hairbrush, and then a beer bottle. Beer bottle was on a cruise on her honeymoon.
That I get. I mean, that's not an obvious shape. I mean, that's like, let's get down on it, literally. I knew somebody in a friend group, let's just say we were all out being bad, and there was some marijuana, and she was like, listen, because we thought the cops were coming, like, listen, if it's them, I'll just put it right up there. I'm just like, God, that is honorable, I suppose, but any level of attraction I had to you at this point is now just
You're a trooper. You're a trooper, and I only see you as a trooper.
Yes, 100%. I just never thought of the most precious spot on planet Earth as like a fucking just a wallet or receptacle.
I avoided a marijuana possession conviction, but avoided probably the most dastardly thing that ever happened. So next, we move on to the rectum. Damn near killed him. This list is actually probably 3 times as long as both the other 2 combined. Not going to get into all of them, but it seems as though 2025 did not fail in what got stuffed up in rectums. Murr, give it a once over. Tell me what you got.
I picked 3 for this one. I can't read my own handwriting on the one, but one of them, aerosol can.
Yeah, I eyeballed that. Don't know what you were looking to achieve in there other than just getting more air in your rectum. Compressed air, too. It's probably ice cold if it were happened to like get pressed, or maybe your sphincter was able to press the lid and you're shoot a little bit up as you went.
I just, again, it's the shape, which is large. It's your asshole, so it's not exactly as, I would assume, forgiving as, like, the vagina. I didn't even know pee holes were a thing until we started this list, to be quite honest with you. And then just the absolute obvious danger of doing such a thing is just wild.
Yeah. I had it. Doorknob. I get it, but I don't get it.
I don't get it because was it just a loose doorknob lying around the house?
Right. You didn't do the handiwork to take this off of a door.
But if you were actually like bumping and grinding on your fucking door and it popped off, whew.
Yeah. Oof. Yeah. That's just backed into that puppy, and then oof. Oof.
My other one that now I finally cross-referenced it here. So I wrote down enema bottle. Now we all know what an enema is. It's something you put a tube in your ass and then but they did the reverse. They put the bottle in their ass and I guess the tube was hanging. Like,
didn't read the directions. Like you put that in there.
Oh.
That's how it works. Makes sense.
My bad. I thought it was weird.
These directions always have pictures. Damn. One of the honorable mentions I had was a turkey baster. Again, it's the long and thin, but like, good God, there's 1,000 other household items that would do the trick. And you had to go rooting around in the accessory drawer, the everything drawer in your kitchen.
Sure, but I can appreciate your wonderment about this, but I feel like if I were like, I really want to put something in my ass right now.
Yeah.
And I came across turkey baster, I'd be like, that just sounds
If you're
reasonable.
if you're in dire straits and
I need this in my ass now.
Yeah, gotcha. Got wooden spoon, turkey baster, can opener, whisk.
Whisk sounds interesting. Wooden spoon sounds like absolutely reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
But turkey baster, I'd say number 2 on that list of items there. The one I wrote down that I was most confused with, and this is the last one I have, was just rock.
Yeah, dude, you're just out on a hike. You see a rock that sticks out. The sun is beaming on it. The birds are chirping. You're like, you know what? I'm going to put that puppy right where the sun don't shine.
In whomever's defense, I mean, rocks come in all shapes and sizes, and you're like, huh.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've been at a park and picked up a rock and been like, hey, look at this rock. Look at this. This is amazing.
This is good for skipping.
Just, I've got a couple, actually, and this is kind of gay, but I don't care. It was right when your brother I think he was going to Oregon or whatever. And I was out and I found this rock and it had actually split. I was like, wow, that's a broken rock. Look at that, split perfect. Like, it must have hit a fracture line or something. And then I saw very close to it another rock that looked exactly the same. And I picked it up and was like, oh my God, this is this other side of the same rock. And then I was like, I want you to take this with you. Okay? All right. So, yeah. But I didn't put it in my ass, I'll tell you that.
That's right. So the other one that I found obscure, lastly, sandal.
Yeah, it should free you
it's
out.
It's just a bad dare, Yeah.
You
couldn't fit this up your ass. What do you got there? You got a little thong sandal? That's a Birkenstock. Ooh. Or one of those old guy ones that got the old guys that started wearing in like the mid 90s, and they never got the memo that they were dorky then. They kept wearing them into the 2000s.
Like the lesbian sandals that are almost shoes that
men mostly wore them, but I think it's almost like it had the 3 or 4 straps across the width of your foot with one going up the middle.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I stand by my words.
That would be tough. That would have been a tough fit. This would have been a tough Cinderella. Yeah, let me get. Let's see here. Screws and nails.
Oh man!
Put a patient states he put a baseball in his rectum to see what it felt like. Dog chew toy, dryer sheets.
Dryer sheets.
Yeah. Right.
Oh wait, hold on. I'm going to defend dryer sheets for a second. Let's just say you got some really bad gas.
Oh yeah, you
got a job interview coming up.
Yeah.
And you're like, what am I mean, this is a one-time thing. All right, I got to get through this.
I made 1,000 loofahs in college. I put a bunch of dryer sheets and toilet paper rolls, smoked weed to it. This is it. This is ingenuity.
This is where I shine.
Yeah.
Like my entire college career led up to this moment.
Baton. Let's see here. Dental pick, wine stopper, corn cob holder, highlighter, visible marker.
Oh, well, it's not. Corn cob, I'm okay with. Corn cob holder, I'm not. That's a very pointy ass object.
At the minimum, there's 2 fucking prongs, and I've poked the shit out of myself, being the son of a Iowanian. Iowan, and haven't eaten a lot of corn on the cob. Yeah, that'd be rough.
I'm whining if I put a fucking corn cob fucking holder in my ass.
You bet. Marbles, and I have to guess that was, again, how many? Yeah, he's got 13. He's going for lucky 14. Plastic coat hanger in his anus. He inserted the hanger during a sexual activity, cut off the outside of the hanger so he could drive to the ER. Oh, God. Whew.
You know, what's not on this list is mental illness. Mm-hmm. That's what's been inserted to all of these people.
These should be accompanied with an asterisk that below the list reads, patient suffered from, patient diagnosed with.
Everything.
That's right.
All of it.
Battery powered light. Oh, a film canister.
Where do you get film these days?
Your great grandparents' attic.
I mean, again, that's got the shape that I'm willing to accept, I suppose.
Yeah. He inserted a light bulb into his rectum this morning, with the glass side first due to the suction effect. The bulb got stuck up.
Oh, it didn't break.
Yeah.
You know, I got to give these people some credit though, like the willingness to. I don't know that I would try. This is why I'd never stick anything in my ass, because I think the fear of something going wrong would cause me to not go to the hospital out of shame and fear, and I would know I would bleed and die on my bed.
Yeah. You almost wonder, I feel like a good guest would be an ER nurse.
Well, you've got, I mean, your penis stories just from film and stuff are amazing.
Yeah, nothing stuck up in there. One guy tried to blow it off, missed, blew off a chunk of his rectum. No, his scrotum,
balls.
Sorry. So, yeah, that's right. Because I remember you said, how do you shoot and miss and hit your balls? Sitting there criticizing the marksmanship of this poor guy. Uncooked pasta. Okay. How much and what type, you know?
Right.
It's a pound of linguine.
I think that's the beauty of uncooked pasta. Sky's the limit, man.
That's right. I mean, yeah, if it's a handful of angel hair, okay, that's easy. Easy pickings there. Piece of a nose hair trimmer, eyeglasses. Oh, come on. That's getting back at somebody. You know what I mean? Like, he puts these on his face every day. Egg, multiple sex toys. I was 18-inch dildo followed by a 24-inch dildo. That's
wow.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Your bowel movements have to be fucking grade A for that type of.
I do wonder. So I've had a colonoscopy. It's a fun way to start a sentence. I'm wondering if there's any like freak, like urologist or whatever the fuck those people are, colon people. Like, are they sitting at home just like spread eagle on a fucking computer chair?
Proctologist.
Just practicing on themselves.
Yeah, right.
Like a fucking video game, fucking snake maze. High score.
This is how I'm going to pass my dissertation through med school. Yeah, and I tried to start this joke and no one ever, it's not even, it has no punchline. It just says a proctologist, a urologist, and a gynecologist walk into a bar. Well, oh, you've heard this one? Never mind. I won't tell it. I always thought that was funny. Anyway, that's the shit that got stuck up in people's rectums, penises, and vagina in 2025. I mean, you set the bar pretty high. Don't know what 2026 has in store for us. That's right. For those of you who are curious, what else? I mean, again, you said the sky's the limit. What are we looking at? Pillows, remotes. I mean, remote control's child's play after hearing this list.
Absolutely. I think the trick with the remote control is, can you change the channel?
That's right. Power off. All right, we'll be back with Fun Fact Friday.
Intelligence, of which you have none.
Obviously, we're dealing with the superior intelligence.
And now, Fun Fact Friday.
Let's get to it, folks. I got a few fun facts for you on a Friday. Of course, Fun Fact Friday being brought to you by our very many sponsors, of course, our oldest and our truest ally is the Shin Splints Recovery Group. You got any pain below the knee and above the ankle? Check out the Shin Splints Recovery Group on Facebook. Of course, Flat Earth Science Advocates for Truth on Facebook as well. Our great friend, the Cuckster. Find them, Cuckster for Life. That's Cuckster for Life on both TikTok and Instagram. And our newest sponsor, tool company, Thunder Force Pro. You can find them on TikTok. That's Thunder Force Pro. If you've always wanted to find an enhanced version of any household product you have, check out Thunder Force Pro on TikTok. That goes for breath mints, road cones, suspenders, tweezers, hair dryers, anything you want. Find them on the old tickety tock. Let's get to it. 5 facts are not here. I got 3 for you, though.
5 minus 2.
Let's get to it. Fun Fact Friday. Did you know? In the 1940s through the 1950s, doctors desperately hunting a cure for stomach ulcers performed you got to actually, I hate doing this. Vagotomy. Is that vagotomy? Vagotomy?
Vagotomy? Yeah.
Well, they performed that surgery and deliberately severed the vagus nerve, so I guess it's vagotomy, believing that it would stop excess acid production, leaving thousands of patients with permanently wrecked digestive systems, chronic diarrhea, uncontrollable vomiting, and a bizarre side effect called dumping syndrome, where food literally fell straight through them minutes after eating it. For decades, it was the standard treatment until 2 Australian researchers in the 1980s proved ulcers were mostly caused by a simple bacterium, and you could cure it with antibiotics, turning tens of thousands of brutal, life-ruining, nerve-cutting operations into one of medicine's most embarrassing oops moments.
And they just kept doing it. They just kept doing it.
That means, like, if you ate, like, a banana, swallowed it, it would just fucking like Looney Tunes, and then fall out your ass.
I was thinking Plinko, but that's fine.
Okay, it's probably better vision. Yeah.
What's the? Why am I drawing a blank on this? The hole in the intestine.
What?
Hernia.
What? Yes.
Hernia. Yeah. So one of my earliest surgeries that I was doing video editing for. There's a severe internal hernia where basically this guy's large intestine traveled damn near up to his chest cavity, and he couldn't walk up a flight of steps without being in searing pain. In order to successfully complete the surgery, the vagus nerve had to be cut. I remember asking the doctor, I was like, "Is that like common?" He's like, "No, that's not common, but like we'll figure that out later." We gotta get this fucking large intestine back to where it belongs. This guy couldn't go down five steps without wanting to fucking croak.
Oh my God. I mean, yeah, I guess in a way, is that the silver lining to like fucking up people's lives from the greatest generation for
I don't know.
All the way to the 1980s? I think that's what fascinates me the most about facts like this is that like, this is just how we do it. Like,
right.
Lobotomies didn't end until, like, the late 60s.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they would jam a fucking stainless steel rod through your eye right about here and just kind of wiggle. Like,
right.
Got him.
Got to get that crazy out of you.
Yeah.
Or whatever out of you. Yeah. And you said this was for ulcers, and these 2 Aussie kangaroo blokes figured out it was just bacteria. Well,
yeah.
Awesome.
That's it. Why don't we try eating some of this?
Yeah. Patient A was pooping blood for about 3 weeks. Then we fed him some yeast.
Some Vegemite. He's all great now.
Yeah.
God damn. Well, did you know, in the 4th century BC, the mighty city-state of Syracuse unleashed the Claw of Archimedes, a giant ship-flipping crane invented by Archimedes himself. Hidden behind the harbor walls, the iron grapples would use long beams. They'd swing out, latch onto a Roman galley ship, hoist the entire ship vertically into the air like a toy boat, slamming it upside down or just dropping and shattering it. Roman soldiers were so terrified they reportedly screamed that the giant god hand was ripping ships from the sea. The weapon single-handedly wrecked fleet after fleet, from years I can't even fucking, just doesn't matter. Either way, at one point the Romans sneaked in and got rid of the damn thing. But yeah, dude, homeboy just used a fulcrum.
Mm-hmm.
Giant claw machine, and just beat the piss out of an entire fleet of ships.
I think you there was a fact that you had a couple weeks ago regarding like mapping for like during the Gulf War.
Yeah.
And you said, war is awful, but it does bring about some wild ingenuity. This is it. This is like, you can imagine like they designed it, they tested it, and then the Romans came in, they're like, oh yeah, keep coming. Come to Papa. Like a goddamn, like a claw prize in an arcade.
I mean, this is one of those things where, like, you let a few people survive. Like, hey, listen, you see that one ship that's left? Tell them to spin it back and tell them all about what they saw in this fucking place today.
Yeah. Some sort of say the God claw.
Yeah, the God hand got him. What do you mean the God came from the sky and smashed every ship that took us God knows how long to fucking build by hand?
and people went just to see it. I don't believe it. I'm going in.
We're going to attack just for shits and giggles. Archimedes is notorious for all sorts of like almost modern inventions, but like I think he had one too where he learned to like basically learn how to burn ships. He learned like mirrors essentially, and like how to like, what was it, concave mirrors, so he could take the sun,
basically doing like a microscope or
and then pointing them at their boats, and of course they were made of fucking wood and pitch, and then just whoo, Dunsky.
And someone was like, I told you not to put so much lacquer on this fucking thing.
God, where's the God hand when you need it? Archimedes, by the way, one of those dudes, man. Just fucking... If you ever think there's time travelers or ancient aliens who are smarter than you, like, this guy's a fucking suspect.
Yeah.
Look up Archimedes sometime.
Mathematician, physicist, engineer, astronomer, and inventor.
It just makes me wonder if I was... Because I've determined that if I had the ability to travel back in time, that I wouldn't, unless I did it fairly recently. Because, I don't know, I was asking Grok the other day, like, what's the earliest I could go back to and, like, reasonably survive? And it wasn't very far. And I was like, well, why is that? And it's like, well, sanitation, there's no vaccines, you wouldn't be immune to this. I was like, okay. And I was like, well, if I could explain this to people who know. He's like, well, the chances of finding those people are fucking rare. The chances they don't burn you as a witch is fucking rare.
Yeah.
But he did give me credit for, basic sanitation, so you could probably do this. You could probably teach people this, and they'd probably put you in high regard. And I think I was able to get myself back to, like the late 1600s. Like, okay. That's the furthest back that I could reasonably survive well. Sounds like that sucks.
If we right now got transported back then, would we be immune to smallpox?
Would we?
Yeah.
Yes, I think. But I also know the rudimentary vaccine for smallpox, so probably. Okay. But there is no treatment if you get it before you figure it out. Yeah. And you'd have to expose yourself to it. And then you'd still have to survive.
Get one of those big orgies, man. Figure it out.
I do know, the only thing I do know for, like, fever and, like, inflammation is you can chew the bark of a willow tree.
Mm.
And they'd probably think you're fucking... What's wrong with you? You want to eat this wood? You want to eat some wood?
No, I want to put it in my ass.
Yeah. And finally, did you know, in 1985, Colgate somehow decided that frozen microwave dinners were the perfect brand extension for toothpaste, launching Colgate Beef Lasagna, a full line of... Okay, it wasn't toothpaste flavored. A full line of entrees like beef lasagna, shepherd's pie, and chicken cacciatore sold right next to the minty fresh tubes in the supermarket. Shoppers walked in craving pasta, saw the Colgate logo, and immediately imagined brushing their teeth with meat sauce. Sales tanked so hard that the entire range vanished within months, with leftover stock reportedly being dumped in landfills because even discount stores wouldn't touch it. It remains corporate history's most legendary what were they sniffing disaster, proving that some brands should never, ever try to rebrand.
Yeah. I'm shocked Colgate survived after such a monumental fuck up. Lasagna toothpaste?
No. Actual lasagna. They thought this was the idea. This was the pitch, I'm sure, at the meeting, was like, listen, people brush their teeth. What do they think when they brush their teeth? The food that they ate before they brushed their teeth. We should sell food. Okay. So they were putting lasagna and chicken cacciatore next to fucking like Aquafresh, and people were like, "Fuck you." To their credit, I mean, it takes a humble man and a humble corporation to be like, "This is a bad idea, boys. Kill it with fire now."
Yeah. Napalm that shit, man. And this is, I wonder if they teach us in business schools, hey, you're looking to be an entrepreneur, start your own business. Here's a monumental screw up that you should avoid. Don't go down this road.
I think this and New Coke are like the two examples that you could set an entire fucking semester on.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, think the whole the entire curriculum based upon those two right there. I mean, that's Mount Rushmore. If you want to carve out Teddy and Lincoln with two others, I'm sure I'm certain there's others, but that one I've never heard of, and that's wild. Goddamn.
No, and I mean, we were around. I mean, that means that was so short. I mean, I was 6, but I remember bouncing around. I don't remember this at all. No. I mean, I fully remember the New Coke saga.
Sure.
But and by the way, once I saw this, because this was like coupled up with a bunch of fucking oopsies by corporations. Did you know that they tried to relaunch New Coke in like 92?
Yes, I do know that they tried.
Because I didn't know they were calling it Coke 2, because New Coke was, for those that don't know, New Coke was actually supposed to replace the tried and true Coca-Cola. And then when it failed, they brought Coca-Cola Classic. And then they were like, all right, we still think this was a good idea.
That's probably like, the heir to the throne who no one wants as the CEO. But I want it back. I want to give it another shot. Like, Jesus Christ. Okay. All right. Here we are. Push chips in.
I'm going to have to do some more research on this because I also, Coke lost the Pepsi challenge. Like, that was a real thing. They were asking people to blind taste test the two sodas, and everybody kept picking Pepsi, and Pepsi was fucking raking them over the coals for it. But I think the reason that Coke wanted to change the formula anyway is that Coca-Cola is the only company that's allowed to bring coca leaves legally into the United States, because otherwise you could make cocaine out of it. And I think it's expensive. And they have like this like grandfathered like exemption, but I think they were trying to be like, all right, I know we're allowed to do it. Man, those fucking tariffs are fucking killing the bottom line. If we could do what Pepsi's doing, we'd be so profitable, keeping the Coke name and doing it the other way. And then everybody's like, nah, fuck you. So I think they actually get coca leaves brought in. They have to be stored in like a laboratory, and they can just take them out whenever they need them.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm just trying to cut the bottom line down a little bit and compete with what they were doing and brand it something else. And the consumer said, no.
The fact they tried to do it again, like, all right, here's out. No, fuck you. We told you no once, assholes. And that, my friends, is your Fun Fact Friday.
So tonight on Before You Go, we're going to do the annual Middle Class Holes celebrity death guesses for the year 2026. I'm going to recap 2025 for you real quick. Let's see here. So Alan actually was one of 9 that got any of these right. Alan guessed Dick Van Dyke, David Attenborough, both solid guesses, 99 and 100 years old, respectively. And Donald Trump, and I think he said someone's going to murder that motherfucker. Murr, you selected Willie Nelson, Christopher Walken, and Bob Dylan. Again, solid guesses, old men, and who haven't, well, Nelson and Dylan specifically, who haven't lived the most cleanest of lives, Walken has aged quite a bit in the last 10 years. Myself, Yoko Ono, which we had an entire bit on, which you guys said an Asian woman in a wheelchair is going to live till she's 160. You're an idiot. And you guys are right. Mel Brooks, who I think is 99 now. And then the only one that hit, Steve Mongo McMichael, Super Bowl winner, WCW commentator, and a member of the Four Horsemen. I mentioned that I said one of my picks, just saying, and then Murr, you said, you mean the guy who's been mouth huffing air from a gurney for half a decade? You scumbag. Solid pick. Well done. So,
well, play. Don't hate the game. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. So I got a quick spinner here. It's gonna decide who picks first. I figure if the person who picks first, the person who picks second will go first in the second round. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so here we go. We're going to do the random spinner here. You see Foxman and Murr, and
look at that.
We're off.
Got ourselves a 50-50 coin flick here.
And it looks like Murr's going to start. All right.
All right. Well, I'm going to do the dickish.
Give you a round of applause and a bunch of fireworks.
I'm going to do the most dickish thing ever, because the rule is if you picked them the year before, you can't pick them again.
Correct.
However,
I forgot that stipulation is you cannot pick your picks from the year before. If they lived, you cannot pick them again the following year.
So I don't think this is a wasted pick. I think this is a fucking beautiful pick. So I am going to go with Dick Van Dyke again. And the reason is, one, he's 100. Two, the CBS Sunday show, I don't know, whatever Sunday show where they had the fucking little, like, sun fucking emblem in the fucking corner. They did, like, a full sit-down with him where he's like, wow, this is how I keep my core in shape. And it's him lying on his back with his fucking gnarly fucking toenails fucking just reaching into the sky or rocking back and forth. I'm like, this motherfucker is very lucid, but he is not... He can't make it. He can't do it. So I'm putting Dick Van Dyke back on the list.
Van Dyke, 100 years young. And you're right, man. I did not see that, but I saw a couple other things, and it's like, you need someone in front and in back of you at all times, because a 15 mile an hour wind gust is going to blow you like a goddamn kite.
But I gotta tell you, man, like, I'm almost regretting this pick, because it's one of these things where, like, if they come 101, like, I can kind of see it, but I mean, boy, we did a Fun Fact Friday where I can't remember what animal it was, but, like, or maybe it's rats, like, they're beavers, their teeth will keep growing until they fucking, like, hit them right in the jugular.
Oh, man.
This is what Dick Van Dyke looks like. He looks like he needs to gnaw on something. Like, all of those grotesque features that unfortunately keep growing as humans. Ears, nose, teeth, fucking bags under your eyes.
Yeah.
It's just like, there's no way the functioning human body will continue, unfortunately.
You're rotting.
The guy has been entertaining America for 80 years or more. Good. I mean, he had to be in his 20s when he did fucking Mary Poppins.
Yeah. Yeah. We're talking about the 40s.
Yeah, dude, that motherfucker's been every medium of entertainment. This human being has graced it. Radio, film, television. God bless you and your final year, Dick Van Dyke.
RVD, and I'm thinking if it doesn't happen, like, naturally, he should do some sort of pro wrestling thing where he's like a Rob Van Dam, like DVD, and jumps off the top rope and kills himself in a finisher.
I just realized DVD. Just kind of going through all the ways he's entertained us. It's like, yep, he's on that too.
That's right. I call this the laser disc. And he jumps 2 feet. That's it. Okay, so I get the next 2 picks. I'm going to start off with a what the hell? Hold on, sorry, I forgot. Okay, I almost forgot what sitcom he was famous on. Oh yeah, late '90s, early 2000s heartthrob, and then also in Varsity Blues, unfortunately, has come down with some serious cancer.
I knew it.
James Vanderbeek.
I knew it. You son of a bitch.
I'm sticking true to my one celebrity who's ill and not well in their middle age. Shannon Doherty 2 years ago. Last year, James McMichael. I'm thinking Vanderbeek. And then, listen, I'm not celebrating people getting sick.
Such an asshole. I swear. I took him off of my list because I was like, fucking Wes is going to grab him, and I'll feel so bad if I say his name. And I actually kind of waited. I wanted to see if that was one of your picks, and you didn't disappoint.
And, again, much like the Shannon Doherty pick 2 years ago, I'm checking out a line at the local Dollar General that's about a block and a half from my house, and I see one of those tabloid magazines, like, Vanderbeek, planning for the future, and it's him, like, 94 pounds, like, with it over. Again, this is a dirty business that we're in, trying to guess celebrities' deaths. Okay,
this is a dirty business that we volunteered to participate in.
That's right. So that's my first pick. My second pick. I hope I'm wrong about this. He's fallen in the last 10 years, maybe 15 years, into a bit of misfortune with just heart problems. Became famous in Memphis wrestling with none other than, Christ, why am I having a brain fart on who he got famous? Andy Kaufman, longtime Raw announcer and WWE Hall of Famer Jerry Lawler. I think old Lawler, he's had some strokes. He's had some serious heart problems. That sucks. I've always wanted to see him and JR get back in the saddle one more time. Unfortunately, I think 2026 is old Lawler's end of the line.
Well, I did see an interview with him at, the only way he makes money now is at wrestling, signing events. It's like, it's him, Honky Tonk Man, Jake the Snake. They're fucking signing autographs next to people selling Pokemon cards.
That could be 3 picks right there.
I know, right? Jesus Christ. Yeah, and it was the saddest interview because it's like, how you doing these days, Jerry? I saw you were in here limping a little bit, but he's like, but I thought you just had a knee surgery. He's like, yeah, I just had a knee surgery. But I live alone, so stuff getting around.
That's
the answer. There was an awkward,
Jerry Lawler, everyone. Good to see you, King.
Yeah, pretty much. I was like, fuck.
The guy who was never at a loss for words.
Yeah.
Now, I live alone. Life's simple.
Well, and by the way, more depressing, by the way, is how he left the WWE in the first place. They were getting rid of his then wife, super hot. I can't remember her name. Cat, whatever.
Yeah. Yes. Kitty Cat. She accompanied China and showed her tits.
Yeah, she showed her tits. Vince was like, I wanted scandalous, but not that. This is, we still have this branding. They let her go. He stuck up for her. They got a divorce. He was like, hey, Vince, I didn't mean to stick up for that cunt of a wife I had. And then he got to come back for a minute, and he got fired again. And then, unfortunately, we have it. Yeah, Jerry Lawler, I hope you're wrong, but it's a good pick.
All right. Murr, you got the next 2. So,
all right. I got the next 2, or I get one and then you get one? Okay.
You get the next 2.
All right. Now, I did want to dickishly pick yet another one off of Alan's list.
I'm going to save it. David Attenborough.
I'm going to save it as an honorable mention, but I'm actually going to go a little more your route, but a little less assholish because he is kind of old, but he is very sick, and I'm going to go with Barry Manilow.
Barry Manilow. I did not know Manilow was not well.
Good. That's flew under your radar. Fucking harbinger of death.
Has the Copacabana out?
Just about.
They found death.
He's feeling kind of Lola. Yeah, no, he doesn't.
Who shot who?
You know a lot more Barry Manilow than I do.
It's one song. It's the fucking Copacabana. Come on, bro.
At the Copacabana.
The hottest spot north of Havana.
Yeah, so I'm going to go Barry. Now, I will tell you, full disclosure, I didn't realize that Mel Brooks had already been picked from a previous year.
It was me.
I was going to pick him.
Okay.
But I just don't feel like that's in the realm of fairness. He's got to make it through Spaceballs 2, at least that press tour before he kicks it. And even though I know he will be in a new Marvel film coming out next year, Sir Ian McKellen is who I'm going to put on my list. He does not look well. And he's old as shit.
Ian McKellen, right?
Yeah. Magneto.
Yeah. So he's doing another X-Men movie. I thought he was doing another Lord of the Rings.
No, he's going to be in the Avengers Doomsday. Dude, this looks like.
I was going to say, I'm wondering if they tried to say, like, you know, his magnetic tools don't work as well.
No, and in the clip that it's only a 10-second fucking teaser trailer, but he talks about, or nah, maybe it's a little longer than that, but he does talk about, it's a minute, my apologies. No, he does talk about death in that, and I know it's movies and all, but I don't think they had to put much makeup on him, is all I'm getting at.
Gotcha. You know, so I'm now, so I've seen the first two Lord of the Rings. I've seen a chunk of the third. This has bothered my wife, now of 1 year, Sarah, that I just don't have the vested interest in these movies that she does because she's read all the books. So as a consolation prize, we have watched the first installment of The Hobbit. I always find it funny when they take the actor, such as Ian McKellen, and move him like, oh, this is 60 years before. I'm like, wait a minute. What did he aged more. You did nothing.
Well, I think in this instance, you're talking about a wizard.
Mm-hmm.
We're not talking about Doc Brown here. We're talking about fucking Gandalf, all right? So I think
Gandalf would have fooled those Iranians. I'm telling you, all right?
Yeah, absolutely.
From mind trick.
So I just think that you can get away with it. And I actually enjoyed the Hobbit trilogy more than I enjoyed the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
So I watched the first one, had never seen it, and I gotta say it was enjoyable. Albeit the only way we could watch it free was to have to watch ads every, I guess, half hour. So
that's not bad.
3 hours and 15 minutes later, I was like, I need a beer.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't believe you couldn't find that ad free anywhere. Or is it Amazon? By the way, big bitch I have moving into 2026. They convinced us to buy their subscriptions because they were ad free. That's why we ditched cable. And now it's like, by the way, this will come into play next week because I have a whole thing about boner pills. Your feature presentation will be ad free after these ads. Like,
after
motherfuckers.
After this installment of advertising. So I have the last pick. I'm going to go the limited cast members of Star Trek that are still living. And no, it's not William Shatner.
Yeah, you goddamn right it's not.
I'm going to go with George Takei. I think old George Takei kicks the bucket this year. Not necessarily because I think he has any health issues. I looked it up. He seems to be in relatively good health. I think he's 89. Only because I wanted to hear George Takei, what he has to say about his impending death in 2026. George, any comments on this?
Oh my!
I thought you were going to say, "Oh no."
Oh, okay. Like, I'm sorry.
Oh
they
shit!
Oh fuck! Oh no! Let's see. What would some more reactions be? Like, oh. And that's it. Yeah, I was looking up. I actually did look up like actors in their 80s and 90s. Famous entertainers. Actually, I did famous entertainers and sports celebrities in their 80s and 90s. And Shatner was one of the first ones to pop up. And I was like, have you seen William Shatner?
I was going to say, Shatner, he talks like he's 94, but he looks good, man.
No, he doesn't. He does not talk like he's 94.
Okay, yes, you're right. He talks like a 94-year-old William Shatner. Obviously, it's not the narration voice that we have grown up with and become to love. But it just, no, man, he does not, he's not knocking on death's bed.
He talks with vigor. He talks with vigor. You're right. His voice is aged, but like, and his eyes look very soupy, as they do when you get to that age. I'm pretty sure the hair's fake anyway, so it looks the same. But it's almost like the original series, he looked like he was in his 30s for the whole thing. Then when the movies came out, he looked like he was in his 40s for the whole fucking thing. And then at some point he kind of fell into obscurity a little bit. And then he looked like he was in his 60s till now. He's looked like from like 89 to now 26. He's looked like he's 60. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, maybe we'll push him to like 68. He does not look like a 90-year-old dude. And now he's been to space. And George Takei has been living on fucking vitriol and hate and resentment and just assholish rage at William Shatner. That's why I'm a little concerned about your George Takei pick here. Because I feel like he will die the day before William Shatner dies. And Shatner ain't dying anytime soon.
Gotcha. Well, Shatner turns 95 in March, so we'll keep our ears peeled for that one. I didn't really have any honorable mentions. I was looking through. I mean, I tinkered with the Bruce Willis thing, but I think Dementia is kind of one of those slow dealing ones.
Yeah.
I thought about Sandy Koufax. I picked him a couple of years ago, and I just think Koufax ticker is still ticking along.
I've seen like a Sandy Koufax thing. It's weird because he looks like he's one of those guys. It's like the way he's aged. It's like he just keeps getting like one more gray hair a year. He keeps getting, like one more saggy piece of skin. It's not like he just doesn't look like he's going anytime soon.
No. And there were no athletes that, like, in my mind, that really, front end athletes that stuck out. Kareem is still doing well.
I was going to put him down as an honorable mention.
Bob Cousy, I think, is 92, and he just looks great, looks phenomenal. I don't know if there's any like owners that commentators. So no, I'm happy with my list. I'm happy with what happened.
I'm not happy with my list because I just, dude, we're living in a weird era where like I don't know what the range is. Like at some point we're going to be like actors and celebrities in their mid hundreds.
Yeah,
like
I thought about Bam Margera, but he's sober now, and I thought maybe he was one relapse, away from it happening. Dang. You're not going to guess a 25-year-old ODing or getting in a car wreck, unless I guess you can.
Actually, you know what? I will give an honorable mention. I'm going to put Andy Dick down as my honorable mention.
Oh, I saw him on he was seen in the streets, just kind of like slumped over. Oh man,
yeah. He made it out, but again, he's a cockroach. He'll fucking make it. He'll make it somehow.
Yeah, he's kind of one of those. He's kind of one of those Keith Richards types. He'll do drugs till he's 70 and 80 and still be like, Andy Dick, everybody.
I'm glad you said Keith Richards because like about 20 years ago when people were doing these lists on traditional radio, Keith Richards was always like the number one first pick. He was a fucking number one draft pick. And then he never died. And everybody's like, you know what, fuck it. Keith's just going to live forever. Nobody picks Keith Richards. It's like he transcended absolute death to that guy. Just fuck him. I almost put Paul McCartney on the list, but
we were in that recording studio in Bel Air like 3 years ago when the whole Pele debacle came up when I was going to pick him and he died beforehand. And I picked Keith Richards, and both you and Alan were like, no, God, that guy's if he hasn't died yet, it's not going to happen from what you're talking about.
The closest to death he's gotten is when he's got hit in the head with a coconut, which apparently is a thing that happens. Like there's a lot. Apparently, there's more people. There's more people killed every year by coconuts than shark attacks. It's a weird statistic. I don't know why it makes sense, but I guess that's a thing. He got hit in the head with a coconut and he made it out alive. And if he's going to survive that, I guess he's just going to survive all the trials and tribulations. And sometimes I think the things they say he did. I'm not saying that he didn't do some of them, but I think they're wildly exaggerated about how often he did those things.
Yeah. I mean, a rocker in the 60s and 70s, and not just all of them participated in unhealthy habits. He particularly pushed the envelope, and probably didn't expect to live so long. Probably was like, I'm cashing in millions of dollars on living fruitfully till I'm 45.
Sure. But I also think, too, that their escapades were greatly exaggerated because of the hoity-toityness of the era. So, like, if you got caught smoking, like, one joint one time, oh, he's a fucking druggie.
He's a druggie. Yeah, doper. One of the dopers.
Yeah, I bet he worships Satan, too. You know? And now it's like, oh, you just smoke pot? Like, you're California sober, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, there you have it. That's our celebrity death guesses for the year of 2026. I'm going to have to go back and do some historical digging to see where we're at on an all-time tally. I think it's pretty close. I don't know. Stand by for that, folks. Maybe I'll get you some numbers next week. Anyway, I won 2025 with Steve McMichael, so there you go. A round of applause for your boy here. 1 year match. Folks, we're gonna bow out. You can check us out on all your social media platforms: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at The Middle Class Holes. Email us at tickleourtummies@gmail.com. Next week is going to be a bit of abbreviated show. Your boy here has to go to a 2-day sales kickoff with his company in Washington, D.C., all expenses paid for, in a Fogo de Chao dinner. I don't even want to do it. I don't even want to go.
Just keep that fucking green sticker with you, buddy boy.
That's right. I'm gonna paint the other side green. I'm gonna fool the servers. Like, no, I want it. Give me more, buddy. We will see you the week after that. We're going to have Austin Lewis from Bay Life Brokerage back on the 22nd. And Matt McGinnis or McGinney is going to be joining us after that. And then, God, we're going to get into Valentine's Day, which is on a weekend. A whole Valentine's weekend for you and your loved ones. I don't know how the middle classes are going to help you celebrate or give you any pieces of advice.
Get those combs and aerosol cans ready.
Just give it a little pull.
See you later, folks.
Strong, like a bull, ready to satisfy my woman the whole night through. I get drunk most every day. Everyone knows Scooter is a gay. Might be on his fuck, I'm still driving like a pup. I fell down, but my dick still up. I fell down, but my dick still up. I fell down, but my dick still up.